I want to talk about the future of the theater industry and what's really going to actually save it besides quality. Quality over quantity, for sure. What I've consistently seen in a game changer is IMAX. This is from THR. Animated releases have been doing amazing in IMAX. And the reason this is a topic is because I've been going to the theater more. My AMC A list, I have one really good IMAX theater. Not the best. It's not like where Joe lives, where there's like really amazing IMAX theaters, but it's at least a legit IMAX screen. And they're actually they're under construction building a new one. And I'm thinking about the Odyssey and how many theaters are going to get remodeled for additional IMAX screens between now and when the Odyssey comes out. I actually think Christopher Nolan, they're is actually accomplishing what they try to do with 3D. 3D was, unfortunately, James Cameron did it great. Stuff that was natively filmed for 3D was amazing, but it did not expand the market for. It's basically just left on now for certain movies. No one really takes 3D. Yes, I do, but the general market doesn't care about 3D anymore. But they do care about IMAX.
They care
now, the best thing would be to reach new markets, right, Sean? To get new people into the theater.
Yes.
But this is a way to make the experience more premium. IMAX is different than the home enough, where it feels like a premium experience. IMAX showings are usually pretty packed.
It is, yes. But also
for movies.
But
so I was just on just real quick. Box Office Mojo has the China receipts for Avatar: The Way of Water. It did 2.3 billion worldwide, $245 million just from China. That goes to show you how bad Superman sucks.
Well, to be fair, like
Superman literally imploded in China so bad.
To be fair, like China and Asia are done with superhero. It doesn't matter what superhero movie you release.
But what was it that did that though? They done. What changed between now and last year? Is it anti-American sentiment because of our president and
I think it's because
there is. I think
it's that, and also how how America always threatened China. So like they just want to, like they just doesn't want to. They don't want to see no more superhero stuff. We'll see when and Doomsday comes out in December of next year. We'll see how much it would do in China. Deadpool did well last year. It did like 50 million in China, but like that's not that much.
You know what did $106 million in China?
What?
Justice League.
That movie was, but that's like 10 years ago.
Zack Snyder led DC movies did better internationally. I don't understand why.
It did $106 million in China. The crappy Justice League movie.
Yeah, but that's like 10 years ago.
That was really. But my point is, a lot of movies just do so much better than Superman did.
Well, I think this is where the industry is going, though. I want to get back to the IMAX topic, Sean and Anthony.
I know. Go ahead.
Because if you notice, they're really, even James Gunn, this is shot in IMAX. Christopher Nolan's always pushed more and more in IMAX. Of course, James Cameron's IMAX. Sinners had a great IMAX presentation. That's probably why it got so much box office, was the premium for IMAX.
385 something, I believe. So
I am saying to this, and I know this is going to trigger Joe mostly because Joe doesn't even like IMAX. I think for certain movies, they should do IMAX only releases, like only playing in. If you build up the infrastructure to build more IMAX screens,
the thing about IMAX is very hard because it's only in one city or two cities or three or four.
Well, they're starting to build more.
They have to at least build 5 or 6 more IMAX in theaters in cities. Then yes, it will become. Then regular people will see IMAX a lot. Like the 70 millimeter one, it's very hard to get. You have to book in advance tickets. Like that's the reason why people bought the Odyssey tickets early, because it's very hard to get those 70 millimeter IMAX for next year. So or you could go to regular IMAX and watch the Odyssey, but people want to see the 70 millimeter.
What if the industry said the Odyssey, the only way you get to see it is IMAX screens? Would that be a mistake, Sean?
No, it would be a mistake.
Yeah, it would be a mistake. Yeah,
because other studios will fight, and the studio has all the studios had to split the IMAX. That's the reason why what you say? I'm just gonna use an example. The F1 movie, it got 2 weeks of IMAX. Superman, it got 2 weeks of IMAX. Fantastic Four is gonna get 2 or 3 weeks of IMAX because the competition next month. So like they have to share the IMAX capacity each time company use it.
I mean we've got on average we've got 4,500 screens in the U.S. Only 400 are IMAX.
Yep.
And worldwide, only 1,300 are IMAX. And just to give the perspective, there are 90,000 screens in China.
Yeah.
And we only have 4,500 here.
I think if you look at like with this article on Reddit is saying, and hey, world-renowned GeoHound is here. Hey, Max and gang.
My only point would be that they would be shooting themselves in the foot if they only released it in a large format.
Yeah, because
I think we're going to get to a point. I don't know if it's going to be the Odyssey. I think in the next few years you're going to get to a point where
I do think like directors like Christopher Nolan, Ryan Coogler.
I like what you're saying here. Last line.
Yeah.
Maybe do the initial run IMAX, like 2-3 weeks later, then do regular release in IMAX.
Yep.
That would be great. Sell out your IMAX. Get premium in there.
Yeah, like next month.
But you know how much they're going to charge for those tickets because it's not going to get that wide
30,
of a release.
35. Yeah.
It would be they'd have to compensate for like 3 tickets that they're going to lose.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's
a lot, man. It just doesn't make sense.
There's a reason why
I think it makes sense if you introduce more screens nationwide, which it looks like they're doing.
Yeah, but
remember when they had the 3D theater push?
Yes.
That wasn't as hard to accomplish though as IMAX. So it says something has clearly happened. IMAX is looking to expand 70 millimeter locations in laser upgrades in the wake of Christopher Nolan and Sinner's success. So I'm not going to read the whole thing there, but I also think that putting the tickets for Odyssey a year in advance.
Yeah,
is something. I think something's going on there. I don't know if they normally would do that to show that the appetite in having it sell out is like, yes, we need to bring our theaters up. We need to get more IMAX screens in here. Maybe not the 70 millimeter IMAX, but IMAX capable screens.
And also, like the Odyssey sold 1.5 million tickets is because the Odyssey is shooting in 70 millimeter IMAX. And those are very hard tickets to get throughout the week. So that's the reason why people is bought it early in advance. Next year, when it opens again for tickets, like probably something in May, when we get the Odyssey tickets in May, when they're reopening, then it's probably going to be more IMAX tickets. But yeah, those 70 millimeters IMAX is very hard to get. It's very hard. Like in New York Lincoln, and Square
Fantastic
IMAX?
Four and Superman had less than 20K screens, slowest for any superhero movie.
I mean, for where?
I don't know. I guess I don't know. I'm getting info from it. I see the push for it. I would be okay with this eventually if they. I don't want people to say, yes, that's a mistake. Where people like it's not. I don't have one anywhere close to me, so I can't see this movie. Obviously, you don't want that to happen, but. I think introducing IMAX.
Well, also, it depends on the It depends on the director who's going to use the IMAX thing, 70 millimeter.
Like they're not going to let James Gunn get another set of IMAX screens.
Why?
No,
because his movie didn't make enough money in IMAX.
No, he used regular IMAX, not like the IMAX that Nolan or Ryan used.
The baby IMAX, kind of like.
But yeah, IMAX is gonna be huge in the future, but it just depends on how many theaters you open and stuff like that.